Okay, guys, so last week we had talked about Lil Jon's son, Nathan Smith, also known as DJ Slade. He was reported missing last Tuesday.
On February 3rd, 2026, 27-year-old Nathan Smith ran out of his Milton, Georgia home barefoot, without his phone, seemingly disoriented. 3 days later, divers would pull his body from a pond near his house. But what really happened in those 72 hours? The disappearance. Nathan Smith wasn't just any 27-year-old living in suburban Georgia. He was the son of Lil Jon, the legendary rapper who gave us iconic hits like Get Low and Turn Down for What. But Nathan had carved out his own impressive path in the music world as DJ Young Slade, a talented producer, artist and engineer who had graduated from New York University's prestigious Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music.
He was amazingly talented, a music producer, an artist, an engineer, and a graduate of NYU. We love Nathan with all of our hearts and are incredibly proud of him.
Nathan had been making significant waves in the industry, recently releasing a single called Feels, featuring Ice Cube, just months before his tragic death. He was widely known for his thoughtful and philosophical approach to music, once describing it as an extension of himself and the universe during interviews with music publications. By all accounts from those who knew him personally, this was a young man with an incredibly bright future ahead of him. So, what happened on that February morning that changed everything for the Smith family? The morning of February 3rd started like any other ordinary day in the quiet suburban neighborhood of Milton, Georgia, located about 30 miles north of Atlanta. But around 6 in the morning, something went terribly and unexpectedly wrong. Nathan suddenly ran out of his home on Baldwin Drive without his shoes, without his cell phone, and according to official police reports, he appeared to be visibly disoriented and in distress. Think about that for a moment and let it sink in. No shoes to protect his feet, no phone to call for help, just running into the unknown. Family members who witnessed this alarming behavior immediately became deeply concerned for his safety, and they wasted absolutely no time in contacting the authorities. The Milton Police Department quickly issued an urgent missing person alert, describing Nathan as potentially in need of immediate assistance. They circulated detailed posters on social media platforms, desperately hoping anyone in the community, had seen him. The search began immediately with full force. Local police officers combed through the entire neighborhood systematically, looking for any possible sign of the young DJ. Friends and family members held on to hope with everything they had, believing and praying that Nathan would be found safe and unharmed. But as the hours turned into long, agonizing days, that hope began to fade into dread.
And I wonder if, when you hear like terrible news like that, like, the young man went running out the house and he goes missing, do you just think you prepare yourself for the worst already?
When initial efforts to locate Nathan failed to produce any results, the search operation expanded to include nearby bodies of water in the surrounding area. There was a pond located at Mayfield Park, positioned close to Nathan's residence, and it quickly became a primary focal point of the intensive search operation. And on February 6th, at approximately 11:53 in the morning, divers from the Cherokee County Fire Department made an absolutely devastating discovery that would shatter the family. The discovery and questions.
But over the weekend, police found a body, which they then confirmed was his, in a pond in the area where he was reported missing.
The body recovered from the pond at Mayfield Park was later officially confirmed by the Fulton County Medical Examiner's office to be Nathan Smith. The medical examiner listed February 6th as the official date of death in their records, though investigators strongly believe the body may have been submerged in the water since shortly after Nathan's initial disappearance on February 3rd. The devastating news hit the music community like a freight train barreling through at full speed. Within just hours of the official confirmation, Lil Jon and Nathan's mother, Nicole Smith, released a deeply emotional joint statement on Instagram expressing their profound grief. The raw pain and heartbreak in their carefully chosen words was absolutely palpable to anyone who read them.
Lil Jon says, "I'm extremely heartbroken for the tragic loss of our son, Nathan Smith. His mother, Nicole Smith, and I are devastated. Nathan was the kindest human being you would ever meet. He was immensely caring, thoughtful, polite, passionate, and warm-hearted."
In their heartfelt statement, they described Nathan as someone who loved his family and friends deeply and unconditionally, someone who was exceptionally talented and genuinely kind to everyone he encountered. They expressed sincere gratitude to the Milton Police Department, the Cherokee County Fire Department, and everyone in the community who had helped in the extensive search efforts, and they respectfully asked for privacy and understanding as they tried to process their overwhelming grief during this impossibly difficult time.
I'm surprised Lil Jon gave y'all any work.
Yeah, he had posted this to his Instagram, like as the story was breaking.
But here's where things get complicated and the questions begin to pile up. An autopsy was officially scheduled for February 9th, 2026 to determine the official cause and manner of death through comprehensive examination. As of the latest available information from official sources, those critical results have not been publicly released to the media or the family, and the cause of death remains officially undetermined pending further investigation. What we do know is this important fact. Police officials have repeatedly and consistently stated that there is absolutely no evidence of foul play in this case. The investigation remains officially open and active, with experienced detectives continuing to diligently pursue all possible leads until the medical examiner provides their complete and final report. But the question that keeps coming up repeatedly, the one that people across social media platforms can't stop asking, is why Nathan left his house in such an unusual manner that morning in the first place.
They didn't say how he passed, right?
No, the medical examiner has not released information on his cause or manner of death currently.
The description of Nathan running out barefoot and without his phone, possibly in a disoriented state, has led to widespread speculation in the media about potential mental health factors that may have been involved. Some sources and mental health professionals have suggested that this type of unusual behavior could potentially indicate a mental health crisis or acute psychological episode requiring immediate intervention, particularly since such conditions can sometimes manifest suddenly and without warning in young adults in their mid to late 20s. But it's absolutely crucial to understand that all of this remains pure speculation without official confirmation. There has been no official confirmation whatsoever from authorities or the family linking Nathan's tragic death to any specific mental health condition or diagnosis. The police have emphasized repeatedly that the investigation remains active and ongoing, and that they are treating this as an isolated incident with no broader pattern. The legacy and unanswered questions. To truly understand the profound impact of Nathan's death on those who knew him, you have to understand who he was beyond just being Lil Jon's son and heir to a musical legacy. Nathan Murray Smith was born on May 13, 1998 in Decatur, Georgia, into a world already steeped in music. He grew up completely surrounded by music and creativity, often accompanying his father to various events and carefully testing new records in car speakers to hear the full sound quality. The defining moment that changed everything for Nathan came in 2008 when, at just 11 years old, he watched his father perform at an after-party for the Trans World Skateboarding Awards with electrifying energy. That powerful performance inspired him to start DJing himself and pursuing his own musical dreams. He began with small local gigs, including weddings and school parties, slowly and methodically building a solid reputation in Georgia's competitive hip-hop circuits. But Nathan wanted much more than just to follow directly in his father's already established footsteps. He wanted to create his own unique path and build his own independent legacy. That's precisely why he attended New York University's prestigious Tisch School of the Arts, specifically the highly selective Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music, graduating in May 2020 with honors. Lil Jon himself openly praised his son's impressive technical abilities in interviews, saying in a 2024 interview that Nathan really knows how to engineer and his stuff sounds really good. Nathan's impressive body of work included co-producing tracks like Saweetie's hit song Get It Girl in 2021 and collaborating with established artists, including his father, on various songs featuring notable acts like the Yin Yang Twins and Ice Cube. His March 2025 single Feels with Ice Cube demonstrated his remarkable ability to blend his father's crunk influences with modern hip-hop sounds and production techniques. Beyond his professional achievements and musical accomplishments, those who knew Nathan personally remembered him as exceptionally kind, warm-hearted, and genuinely caring toward everyone. He cherished his relationships with family and friends above all else, and approached his music with a deeply philosophical mindset that went beyond mere entertainment. Rapper Freddie Gibbs was among the many artists who shared heartfelt tributes, recalling recent time spent together and expressing genuine shock at the sudden loss. Nathan's family included not just his parents, who had separated amicably around 2022 after marrying in 2004 and spending nearly nearly 2 decades together, but also a younger half-sister, Nahara, who was born in 2024 to Lil Jon and his girlfriend Jamila Sozahda.
Send the healing energy to Lil Jon and his family, man. That's horrible.
The tragedy of Nathan's death extends far beyond the unanswered questions about what happened that February morning. It highlights the unpredictability of personal crises and the critical importance of mental health awareness in our communities, even as the specific circumstances of his case remain frustratingly unclear. Organizations like the National Alliance on Mental Illness and the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration offer valuable resources and support for families facing similar situations, with trained counselors available at helplines like 1-800-662-HELP. What really happened to Lil Jon's son that tragic morning in February? The honest truth is, we may never know all the specific details or get complete closure. The investigation continues with full dedication, with authorities patiently waiting for complete autopsy results, including comprehensive toxicology reports. What we do know with certainty is that a talented young man with his whole life ahead of him is gone, leaving behind a grieving family in mourning and a music community desperately trying to make sense of a senseless tragedy. What do you think could have happened to Nathan in those final hours? Do you think he overdosed on a drug? Let me know in the comments section. Also, click on one of the cards on your screen to see more videos like this. See you in the next one.